It's And Just Like That, Season 1, Episode 9, No Strings Attached. Carrie questions whether she's ready to take another step toward letting go. Meanwhile, Charlotte boasts that she's finally finished menopause. And Miranda's spontaneity backfires. Hey, hey, hey. It's Pod in the City, and we're here. And Amanda was on mute, so
I said, "Oh, baby," because we just came off of a fabulous live. You guys have to join us every Friday. We do live shows where it's like this episode, but it's even more off the cuff, and we all just get together and we kind of shoot the shit about what happened on that episode.
Yeah, if you're still holding out on hopping on YouTube, checking out our cute faces, I didn't mean that. Anyway, then what I suggest is doing it, because this is like the full recap, but over there, we usually just kind of choose like some subjects and then really, I personally, as y'all know, likely, unless you're new here, and if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, baby, leave a comment, or, follow us on the podcast places, etc. Oh my God, see, this is what
we just had a really great live where we talked about, it was all girls in the chat except for John and a couple who I assume probably gay men, and we were talking about our periods, and honestly the chat was lit. Boards were lighting up all over the place.
It's a family and a community over here, okay?
And I love it.
I was looking, I thinking about the year ahead of 2026 and you guys following us into that, and it's all about community. 2026 is the year about community, and always is, but like it's really heavy. So make sure that you're a part of the Pod and the City community.
Yeah, we were all teaching John about periods and tampons and how much it sucks to be a woman, and how I think, and people agreed, that in 50 years we're going to look back at tampons and go, "Whoa, we were doing that? That's crazy." That doesn't go there.
I'm so curious about what 50 years down the road is going to be, but those are the type of things that I have to put aside in my mind, because my therapist tells me I catastrophize. So I try to.
No shit. You're going to Hawaii too. You want to just
I am going away. So I'm turning 40 in January, and my friend is turning 40 in November. And the two of us have known each other since 4th grade. And so we're going on like we're kind of like brother and sister, basically. And so we're going on like a little trip to Hawaii. I'm super excited. So we won't be on our live, but we will have like a bunch of episodes anyway. And so what you should do, though, what's really important? Go to our Patreon. Patreon.com/podandthecity. We've had some people join over there for free. You can totally join for free and listen to little snippets at the beginning of the episodes, and then decide whether you want to spend $6 a month. But I will tell you, at this point, if you spend the $6 a month, and even if you just keep it 1 month and then quit, like each episode at that point, like if I do this, like where you break things up, it's like each episode, if you just binge them all, they're each cost you like 5 cents at that point, because we have hours and hours and hours of content.
Yeah, and it's good shit. We like started recapping the Golden Girls at one point, designing women.
We have tons of stuff for your own interest. And what we also do is we go a little deeper on there, as though this isn't enough about our personal lives, but we do talk about
even more over on Pillow Talk.
I somehow magnetize situations to me that are just ludicrous, I feel, right?
What do you mean, like crazy shit happens to you?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
So we talk about that.
It's like an only child thing. Do you think that we live our lives in a little bit more chaos because we're both only children and we don't have kids also?
Don't tell people that we're only children here, because they will leave us bad comments. That seems to be a nice one. Like,
I think you can.
Speaking of, check out our other videos, such as like our series about the ruinedness that And Just Like That did to all these people and all these characters. And who's coming next week? The destruction of Aiden Shaw. Because
honestly, that I can't believe we didn't think of that before. But like we were saying on the live, can you think of a character that was more ruined by a reboot?
I think it's because we spent every episode that Aiden was there, just complaining about how bad he was anyway. So it's like, it felt like we had covered it. But really, what we do in those deep dives is get into it about who they were and then who they became. If you guys have any fantastic ideas, could you leave them in the comments for deep dives that we can do? Amanda's also as her hotel of animals. So she does, oh God. Anyway, guys.
I foster cats and dogs, and I also have a pet sitting business. And there's an extra dog got added, so I didn't have my assistant come today. So sorry, I'm doing my best.
We do have some new subscribers because of some of like our videos. So if this is your second video watching of us, don't unsubscribe yet. Okay.
Hype
us. There's a new feature on YouTube where you can push it says hype, and it actually pushes us out to people. Do it.
You get 3 a week, apparently, Joan said.
Yeah. I think. Trust me, I'm not an expert on everything.
But do that. It's the best thing you can do for us, I think. Are we ready for this recap? Is there any news and gossip that you can think of?
No.
Kim Cattrall did some video, but that I saw.
Yeah.
Should we look at that? Was that something important? It seemed like it was important.
I saw she did like a commercial where she.
Oh yeah, was it like an MLM or something? It came across as MLM-ish.
I think I can't remember. We might be thinking of different things because I saw her doing a commercial where she's like walking in these big coats and she's walking and she's like, "I'm back" or something like that.
Oh no, but then there's this one about menopause.
I experienced my own symptoms, an event I wasn't completely prepared for.
Oh, really? Oh, I probably have the echo cancellation on, but it doesn't matter. But she's promoting menopause stuff, I guess. I only wish. It's for natural site. Okay, so it's an ad. Screw it then. But I mean, good menopause. It's good that I can't think of someone better to promote a menopause product.
In case you guys were wondering, that was our news and gossip section.
I mean, I feel like stuff is happening with them all the time. Michael Patrick King has yet to come out of the woodworks, though. From his embarrassment.
What day aren't they giving contradictory stories about their cancellation? I mean, it's been canceled for 2 months at this point, so I think we good. At this point, I don't care what they have to say until they bring it back.
But do you think he's ever going to address it?
What's he going to address?
Like, oh, I lied. Kaya, what are you doing? That I lied and said that we were canceled, but we very obviously that
he's never addressing that. That's never. That ain't happening. And
So as Demi Lovato would say, sorry, not sorry.
Did somebody correct us that is the correct pronunciation?
No, I think they were correcting her. Or actually, I think
what
was happening. They might have been correcting me, but I was making fun of it. So I think sometimes people think that, like, I don't know. Sometimes people miss out on nuance and sarcasm. I don't know.
We're never being earnest. Okay, let's get into this episode here. And just like that, season 1, episode 9, and this is the No Strings Attached.
And that's all about the tampon string, right?
By the way, I just wanted to give you a little update here. Justine just did a group text with me and Jody telling us to watch this thing on Netflix called The Perfect Neighbor. And Jody's response was, I'm too invested in VPR right now to watch anything else. We've done our job, truly.
Wait, what can you go back to what?
No Strings Attached? That's literally the thing I said right before.
Do you have any idea who wrote this?
Oh, I can check.
Great.
I hope it was a woman.
I'm really struggling with understanding this show's comedy. I think it thinks it's doing jokes and it's like not, right? Or are there people laughing at at some of this shit?
This was written by top billing Michael Patrick King.
Oh, well.
Julie Rottenberg and Eliza Duritsky, but
could have told
when he's not all over it. Oh, you know what? You know why I started listening to that Every Outfit podcast? Because somebody, I'm so sorry that I forget who exactly, recommended that we listen to it because they did an interview with somebody, or maybe it wasn't that. It was a different podcast, but somebody did an interview with somebody that was a background actor on And Just Like That.
Okay.
And it was really fascinating. And they're like, I mean, you got extras will work 12 hours. You make 130, I think he said, for the day. That's nothing. And he said that Michael Patrick King was just always like there. And he's like, I assumed that he was directing every episode, but it turns out he wasn't even directing like the episodes that I was.
So like, he just had his.
Yeah, his little dirty fingers in there. And he's like, he gave the air of like, well, I'm directing this, but like he wasn't necessarily directing everything.
There is an interesting thing that I noticed in the credits where it says developed by Michael Patrick King. Mm-hmm. That card comes.
Yeah.
Then comes the card created by Darren Star.
Oh. Interesting.
So what are we implying here?
But it was literally. Wait, what does Michael Patrick King say?
It says developed by Michael
I guess And Just Like That was developed by.
But then it says created by Darren Star on the next one.
Yeah, which it was. I can't wait to get into season.
Was And Just Like That created by Darren Star? Again, there are going to be multiple points in this where I'm going to point out that these are not jokes.
No, not a lot of jokes. But
they want them to be jokes.
This is the penultimate episode also, and it's just, it almost seems like they were just getting a rhythm, and then they were like, oh, we only have one episode left. Okay, let's figure something out here. Let's bring Naya and LTW back. Seeing Naya was surprising almost. I was like, oh, yeah.
They also, with them, just want to jump right back into this. Oh, Andre Rashad might want a baby, and
we didn't even get into that on the live. We got to wrap up talking about our periods.
Didn't. Well, oh no, we didn't, because good. You guys will have enough time to listen to us rant for 25 minutes about how men love to be like, I just want a baby just because I want one.
Yeah,
I should be allowed to just want one. Can you give me more reason, Andre?
Let's just get that out of the way because it kind of doesn't connect with any of the other stories. So maybe let's just start with that.
About if this were an hour-long episode, well, it's not, but I'm going to say if this is an hour long, it appears at about 58 minutes into the episode. They're all painting, and he's wearing his like blue
Tom Collins
wicker.
Yeah,
hat. Like it's not just, but it's not like a wicker hat where it has side. It's like. It looks like a military hat that's blue that's made of wicker.
It just always looked like he's in like his own uniform for that character. Like people don't adjust their outfits every day. It's like the Big Bang Theory. Every character, if you look at the men, they have the exact same outfit on except just different clothes. So that like it's like he's not mixing it up. It's like always a hat, always a shirt, always these pants.
And is it because they think we won't like that we won't I believe it's because he's probably like balding, which is fine.
He's probably balding. I think they're also like showing like how cultural he is, and also that he's an artist because he's in a band.
Oh, if you're an artist, you wear hats.
Yeah.
I also think, as we found out a few weeks ago, that I guess Naya has been lying about her age or something in real life,
Naya, like the actress.
I believe that maybe Andre Rashad and Naya are both trying to age down. And so they're dressing that like they don't want to make them look too old, because really in the scheme of the show, I don't know. I would assume they're at least 45 or 50.
Yeah, they're giving me Ryan Murphy.
But they're trying to pretend to me that they're like in their 30s, I guess.
Well, enough to get pregnant naturally. Like however young it would be to get pregnant naturally.
You could get pregnant into your 40s, but there's no talk of that, really.
No, there's no. Oh, they are doing IVF though. They are doing. They did say that.
But But do they say it's because I'm old? They don't imply that. I think they just imply that you don't have to imply. But this show is all over the place. Where the vision of Sex and the City was about adult life. And this show is about teenagers' lives and about like 20-year-olds' lives and 30-year-olds' lives and 40-year-olds' lives and 50-year-olds' lives. Could we just like zing it down to the 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds' lives? Like, because that is what we'd like to see. I don't need to see about Lily having her period. Now, I understand if they're trying to bookend it with Charlotte having her period, but anyway, I'll stop there, or else I'm gonna get into.
They're also aging the 50. They're all in their 50s, and if you just sat any person off the street down and watched like the hip surgery episode, be like, how old do you think Carrie's supposed to be here? They would guess 60s easily. They would guess.
I would guess that she's. I mean, sorry, Mom. I know you don't listen, but my mom's about 65. I would guess she's like at least my mom's age.
Yeah. They're really, it's like they think that people change too much in their, like, when you get to a certain age, but like Carrie would still be that same person. You know, I was thinking the other day, I think that if Carrie was older, she would be a lot like, she'd be dressing like Pat Fields. She'd be that kind of fashionista, right? She'd be like a gritty ass New York bitch.
See, and that's where I wish they would have taken Carrie, because they constantly try and show her as this like I'm this meek person. I don't go to clubs, I don't go to parties, I don't do this, that, and the other. But
don't have sex.
Why would you do that to your character? You should have made her like know all the nightlife in town. She should be like she should be the New York.
It would be like Luann, like people. She would still go out and know the new clubs, and people would still. She'd be making appearances.
Exactly, because she was always cool before.
Yeah,
so, like you've made all your characters uncool. There's no one cool in the show.
Somebody in one of our comments on our Carrie is ruined video said that it seems like Sarah Jessica Parker, the actress, seems to, for some reason, feel embarrassed by or resent the character that made her so famous. And it very much comes through in her performance of the character.
It does. And I am surprised by that, because why not go in and have a little more fun?
Yeah, have some fun. But this pregnancy storyline.
Since we got us all over the place, do you want to just start at the beginning, though?
I want to get this Andre Rashad thing over with, and then we don't even need to address them again. His storyline here is that he wants a fucking baby, and he keeps harping on her with it. And her thing is, we've been together so many years and we've been so happy. Like, why can't we like just be okay with that? Because we don't even know what else.
Why isn't this enough of a prize, the two of us being together, that we need more?
And he wants to pivot. Also, it seems like they had an agreement in the beginning that they wouldn't have kids. And yes, he is allowed to change his mind. Of course he is. You're allowed to pivot. But like, you can't force it on someone else, and you can't lay this guilt trip, kind of gaslighty too. But he has a line that bothered both of us, where in the middle of this, she's giving all these great points as to why can't this be enough. And he just looks at, I think, George Washington and his kids, and he looks back and he goes, but I want one. And this is how men look at having kids. They look at it like having a dog. And they also look at it as like, there's a thing going around that I'm seeing of, if you really want to have a baby, you need to look at it as if you're going to be a single parent. And men don't look at it that way. And I really wish that Naya had turned to him in this moment and said, okay, well then what's your plan? Like, you're going to quit your band then, right? Because you're the one that wants the kid. So I will continue to live my life, but you're the one that's going to quit his job, right? That's implied.
Well, that's probably why you're not going to have any kids with any guys. I do agree.
Do you think that he thinks that he's going to quit his job for this? Or do you think that he's like, I want to have a baby. You obviously will raise it.
This is an idea. Now, I will give some legitimacy to this idea that, like, anyone, as you do get older, don't you ever have this feeling? I mean, maybe you don't.
I definitely don't. But yeah, I understand that most women do.
I get this feeling often where I'm like, you know, I would have liked I
feel like you would hate it.
Again,
it would be really annoying.
Thank you for telling me that I don't want to have children.
I just don't think you'd enjoy it as much as you might think you would.
I think that there are a lot of shit ass parents, and I think I would be a lot better parent.
Would you want to raise a baby by yourself? Like, would that be the plan?
No. If I truly wanted a child, I would have one. Okay. But like, I don't, and I recognize that it's, but what I'm trying to get at is I think that what he's saying is understandable, but it's kind of like, could the show maybe give him like, I understand they're writing as a man, but like, could you give him a little more like anything, like my parents, I saw my parents and how anything beyond like,
I would like it to be
a
addressed.
man raising a baby and me want baby. That's what they're basically doing. Is he's like,
or if they're going to lean into that storyline, because I think this is actually how most men are with surrounding the idea of kids, is that it seems like a great, everyone else is doing it, but they're not even landing on it and letting that story breathe. It's just, oh, I want a baby. You don't. This isn't fair to me. I'm going to storm out now in my hat. Yeah.
And in their completely inappropriate painting outfits.
So let's start at the beginning, though.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning, 20 minutes.
I'm like missing this whole conversation between Justine and Jody about what a bitch Ariana Madix is, and I can't wait to read it.
Oh, okay. Perf.
Yeah, we're at episode 9. The finale is next episode, so keep that in mind as we're going through here. This is them setting up the finale.
This is about how they set up for the finale of the series too.
Oh, the series finale was way worse.
Almost nothing burgers to some storylines that you're like, wait, something is happening here.
The series finale event just like that wouldn't even be acceptable as a season finale. It's just a filler episode. You would never end a series like that.
Filler? You're saying Epcot is filler?
Oh,
no.
Epcot.
All right.
That's
so
that person's legacy. Okay, so Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte are at brunch. And there's this weird moment that now I remember where Carrie's like, I wanted to get the...
Oh my God.
Like, why? What is this? This is empty space. This is negative space you're just filling right now. Miranda wants Carrie soup and she wants the baguette, so they switch it. And it's like supposed to be a moment.
These are the things that they should have removed, because these are where I go insane. The item is they drop off the food. Miranda gets a baguette sandwich, a full baguette sandwich cut in half with
break up the inside of your mouth,
cornichons on it and everything, and a whole thing of fries. Okay, Carrie gets a plate with a bowl of soup, no bread, nothing. There's no accoutrement. It is a bowl of soup.
Yeah, what more do you want if you have the baguette and fries and now you want that? This heated up Cisco
No, I
soup?
don't think that they're implying that Miranda actually wanted the soup. I don't know what they're implying. What I think they're saying that Miranda's like a good friend of being like, oh, you want this? Okay. Like, she doesn't imply that, but
I don't think
there's no way she wants a plain bowl of soup when you just ordered a full baguette sandwich with French fries.
It's true, because that's what you have in mind.
Way.
Like, oh, this is what I want in my belly right now.
I believe ordering a bowl of soup and then wanting a baguette sandwich with French fries, but I'm not believing the opposite. Unless you just you just got the bubble guts and you're like, oh, I can't eat all that. No,
soup is going to give you the bubble guts even worse. If I eat soup, I'm shitting within an hour. Hang on.
This is a hate rewatch. So in case you guys are here for things that matter, sorry, I'm going to rant about a bowl of soup for 5 minutes. Yes.
Okay. So Miranda asks a favor. And so the whole storyline here is that Naya is doing some rebuilding a women's shelter, is it, or something? It's some kind of non-profit.
Women's housing, I think, or something, and they have to paint it because it's been being built.
Right.
Okay. Miranda wants them to volunteer, and Carrie is a big old bitch about it.
Carrie goes, well, how can we say no? Oh, this joke. I'm sure I ranted about this the first time we covered this. I won't sit on it too long. But Carrie's joke is, oh, well, how can we say no? And Miranda's like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And Carrie goes, no, I'm asking, how do we say no? Yuck, 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 yuck.
So do they think that Michael Patrick King, who wrote this, right? He wrote that because it was a joke, which is fine.
It's the jokiest of all the jokes.
It is a joke. I agree. It is a joke. But why would you choose to have one of your characters be non-charitable like that? Carrie can't go take a roller brush and go. Why again?
Yeah, what are you doing, girl? What else are you doing that day?
That's what I mean. Is like, oh, she's got to record the podcast. Oh, okay, guys. Did you remember that Carrie has a podcast? Because we haven't seen her actually do it in
not even mentioned.
Like in the last 4 episodes, I think. But the screenshot for the finale is her in front of the podcast mic. So they bring it on home, baby.
Jesus. All right. Well, Charlotte says, by the way, you know how
I'm
Kristen
getting
Davis,
menopause.
Kristen Davis
right?
had a cute acting moment here. I just want to note.
Oh.
She's like, oh, I remember how you guys all had your period, like finished your periods a long time ago, and I still had mine. And Carrie's like, oh, I miss smug Charlotte. And then Charlotte was like, oh, I think I'm finished with menopause. I feel great. And then Miranda goes, oh, welcome to menopause. Prepare to be sweaty. And then Charlotte says another thing like, oh, well, I don't feel as shitty and look as busted as you two did. And then they both give a look, and Charlotte goes, I'm not being smug. And it was like a cute acting moment. Okay. I'm just trying to point out the positives where I can.
It is hard because a lot of her acting is so over the top.
It seemed like a genuine laugh coming out of her in that moment, I guess is what I'd say. Okay,
I love the moments with the 3 women together in the same room, just talking to each other. Though I do feel there's a constant disconnect where there's a level, the show tries to portray a level of friendship with these women that is I will pull your diaphragm out. But then there are other times where the level of friendship is like, oh, I don't want to go to your kid's recital. And it's like, if this is your friend of 30 years and they're like, could you come volunteer one day? And your immediate reaction is like, how do I get out of that? There's a disconnect for me here. You know what I mean? Like, these are lifelong friends. Like, I feel like you do. That may be a nitpicky point, but.
Well, and then when Carrie sees Brady later, like, they seem to have a great relationship.
The timing of that scene is so off, but yes. It's like there
are
huge beats between what happens. It's like, Carrie's like, hey, I'm here to paint. And then Brady's like, looking good, Farmer Brown, or whatever. And then she's like, hey, big guy. And then she like nuggies his hair.
Yeah. Well, okay. Knock on Carrie's at her apartment. There's a knock on the door. We have Lisette wearing no bra but a see-through white shirt appears.
Lisette gets me heated. And I mentioned in the live, if you guys
you mentioned.
Go check it out. I just mentioned this. My problem with Lisette is they're trying to make Lisette this like relatable new Carrie. And just like that Ruined Carrie video, we talked about how they've removed Carrie from being relatable at all as a character in this series. And so if we're trying to make this new Carrie, we should have made this character of Lisette a little bit more relatable. I am fine with her being a viral celebrity jewelry designer, I guess. Fine. But when she says that she needs her jewelry to be successful. Okay, basically what happens here is she asks Carrie to feature her jewelry on Carrie's Instagram, which we've heard that Carrie doesn't post on. Let's not forget that in the podcast they said that Carrie doesn't post enough on that stuff.
But doesn't she have that Instagram where she takes pictures of people's clothes and it doesn't have to?
You're right. Actually, you're right.
So they established that, dumped it.
Well, then she says, oh, if this doesn't work out for me, I have to go back to modeling.
Right. So relatable.
Why didn't we say like, oh, I have to go back to working like at the diner or something?
Yes.
Anything. Something to make me be like, oh, this is a real person that could exist. I don't want to watch an ex-model, now celebrity jewelry designer. I don't give a crap about that. I'm sorry. Especially one that passes out and leaves their apartment door open with music blaring at 4 a.m. Yeah. Just saying, hey, come in and grab me. I don't know. I mean, okay.
By the way, then the thing that you also pointed out is that Lisette now all of a sudden knows Carrie to the point where she says, I'm obsessed with your podcast. With Chady
last episode,
and Bobby Lee.
If you don't remember, guys, last episode, she kind of acted like she didn't know who this person was the whole time. she never is like, hey, I know you. You're Carrie Bradshaw. You're from what? Like,
right. I think she was just too drunk, though.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, she
But
again
he asked
did
about Carrie's
leave her door open with the music blaring, passed out enough that a person, Carrie, could walk into the apartment, turn the music off, and then go up to her and like look at her and oh God, okay. I'm heated today.
She notices Carrie's ring and she's like, oh, I've never seen your, this already seems like overstepping / prying. I would never be like, oh, I've never seen your husband. What's the deal? Because I would automatically assume that they're probably having marital problems because the husband is out cheating and they don't really hang out together. Wouldn't you immediately go there if you were like, oh, you're married?
See, I don't think that the writers thought that through like that. I think they more were like, we got to get this idea ignited about Carrie, like whether she should date again or whether she should, wear his ring and be a widow. So they just use it as a throwaway moment of like, oh, I see you're wearing your wedding ring. Does that mean something to you or whatever? And then she's like, because then she spirals out, doesn't spiral out, but she does cancel on the date. Like she kind of quits the date later and all that because of the ring.
I mean, look, I'm not going to be somebody that has been married for however many years and then their husband passes. Like I'll never know that. So I guess I don't know why this would be such a big deal. I guess I assume that if I was married and my husband passed, I would just wear my ring because that's like in honor of my love.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that big of a soul.
But you probably also would be a lot more careful, like when you're washing your hands at a construction site, to not lose your husband's wedding band immediately. You've had it on for 24 hours. I am a very sentimental person, and I'm like, I'm gonna reach through the screen and slap you. Not you, but Carrie.
She has a moment where she's like looking at the ring, one of these long extended nothings of just Carrie in her closet. She's going to take her ring off, but then she decides to take her ring back on and then also put Big's ring on. Okay. So let's go over to the Goldenblads. Charlotte and Rock are discussing the Torah and the they mitzvah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anthony calls.
I'm in my rewatch. I think I have a lot softer feelings for Rock.
Yo, for sure. So Anthony calls. He's in this hot fella getup, and this is obviously supposed
hilarious
to be for comedy. It's not really his fault. Like Mario Cantone is funny, but like
light keeps like shifting.
He asked if he can bring his boyfriend to dinner on Friday because, as we know, Anthony apparently goes to their house like every fucking Friday. But smash cut to Lily screaming from the bathroom, and she comes out and she's like, I'm on my period, and my period app says that I'll have my period again when I'm going to the pool party in the Hamptons. And she keeps saying the SHIT word. Mm-hmm. And Charlotte's like, okay, well, it might be time to use a tampon. And Lily's like scared to use a tampon. And thus we begin the tampon conversation. And as
you did miss a really funny, hilarious moment.
Oh, I did. Tell me what it was.
Anthony is walking in the hot fella's outfit. Mm-hmm. He has a heaving bag of bread over his shoulder. And he's like, he's like, puts it in the back of the truck. This is the end of the scene.
Yeah, it's the button.
Puts it in the back of the truck. Oh, this is so heavy. I should pay them more.
I didn't listen to the Writers' Room podcast, but I bet if I do, they're going to address that.
They're going to be like, oh my God, Mario, we just let him go. And there were 50 options and we couldn't even choose. It was like each one was more hilarious than the other.
Robin Williams out there.
In case you guys didn't know, that wasn't just a direct clip that I just
yeah, because it was so accurate.
I'm pretty sure that is probably the argument. Oh, he gives us, he's constantly funny. He's just hilarious. We have endless film to work with. We just don't even know what to pick. And then ultimately, it's Michael Patrick King's choice about which is funniest, and then we get the worst one. Okay.
We get the worst one, exactly. So what we learned on our live is that
Did we learn
the society doesn't talk about periods like we should, or tampons. And in the live, we were all sharing. The comments were really rolling in. People are sharing like embarrassing period stories and like how much it sucks to wear a tampon. And then my point was, are we going to look back at tampons and be like, why were we doing that? So I think that I love an episode about periods and tampons and menopause. Why didn't we spend a whole season talking about menopause? But
well, because we needed to instead insert other characters that are having fertility issues instead.
Like God, the characters that we don't know. But I think that
they also have done, I'm gonna say it, they've done a shit job of incorporating these characters, because why would you, if you have a 10 episode series and you have these characters that are billed as basically, well, what are they billed as? I don't know. You're trying to build them you're trying to give them each stories that some of their stories are more complex than your lead characters' stories. And then you cut them out for full episodes where they're not there.
So it's jarring when you see them. But
yeah, it's been months since I've seen these people, and now we're jumping back in, and it's like, huh?
Yeah, I don't even remember the timeline of the show. The entire tampon conversation is decreased down into like very mad. Yeah, it's like a madcap like montage where like there are a couple good lines where Charlotte says like, oh, sometimes, or she says it later. She goes, sometimes it's actually just stuck in your booty crack or whatever. Because these are all like, yeah, that does happen. But like even in the comments during our live, there were so many funnier points that you could put in where like Charlotte could be telling Lily all these horror stories about all these things that will happen by wearing a tampon. And they pretty much just diminished it into this little like zany thing where Charlotte's like demonstrating and not enough information was really given.
If they would have kind of brought things back to the way that they used to do the old series, mind you, I know we don't want that.
No nostalgia for us.
They could have had the entire episode be, that could be, I know it's called No Strings Attached, so technically it is the theme of the episode, but they could have had that be like so much more expanded out. Why in a period episode are we having a man bitching about wanting a baby? I don't want to listen to men talking in an episode about periods. I just don't. I mean, I am a man. Sorry, guys.
You learned a lot today. That was the most silent John's ever been, was during that live chat.
Well, I mean, I don't have experience with having a period, and I'm grateful for it every day because I think that I am too big of a wuss for that to happen. I don't think men are strong enough to handle a fifth of the things that women go through.
But if you think about it, it's happening to us. Some women will bleed for up to like 8 to 10 days. So we're spending half our lives, like half our month is dedicated to that, to bleeding in your period and your
aren't like for many people, the days leading up or the days after aren't, a walk in the park either.
No, because your hormones are like flying all over the place. It's just
the idea really overall that they put it down to is that Lily can't get it in. That is what the story boils down to, is like Lily can't get a tampon in, and then when she finally does, she can't get it out.
Right. And maybe let's like make this a storyline for like more of the people that would be watching Heartstopper or like Summer I Turned Pretty or like the younger crowd. I don't know what those kids are, but us, the millennials who are watching this, I don't need a storyline where Charlotte's teaching me how to put in a tampon.
You know what? I hadn't thought about it like that. And when you do, it's like, yeah, your audience is never going to be the ones that are like, I want to watch a story about a 12-year or whatever, not 12.
However old she's supposed to be in this.
17? I don't know how old she is because she acts sometimes like she's 12, but then also she's cursing in such a violent way. Her voiceover or whatever's happening here is insane, and I will spare your ears, guys, but it is performed in such a way where I It confuses me.
They're making her man like Joanne Worley. She's
like literally this voice, this guttural voice. She's just like, shit. I can't. It's like, what the hell? Sorry.
And aren't there other options for like the kids? I genuinely am surprised that people still wear tampons, that like young girls are still wearing them. I'm surprised.
Even if they want to have the tampon, why? I don't know what. I think they're trying to make that. They're thinking that the audience, again, I know this is a you thing, but you do need to listen to the writer's room, Amanda.
I know.
There are so many pieces that we're missing here because I feel like they think that what Lily's doing is hilarious. I think they're thinking this is funny
and relatable.
But again, I'm watching it and not thinking like her literally sounding primordial in her approach. She sounds like she's going back to like an ancient time where we're rebirthing ourselves as humans during this.
Yeah, and also like, why would they not just do a storyline where Charlotte is actually going through menopause? And because I got to tell you, in the live chat, women were in the live chat who have gone through menopause, and they were teaching me things that I didn't know. So maybe make that the show.
That'd be too relatable.
Yeah, for the actual audience.
We don't want. You know what? Michael Patrick King, I'll bring it all back, but he did give it all to us, saying that we think we want something, but we don't. So by his standards, the audience doesn't matter because he's going to show us and teach us what we want. Mm-hmm. So in his mind, it doesn't matter if we actually, oh my God, let me just go circular and just be like, he doesn't care if anyway. Okay. Yes.
Next. Okay. Here's the next storyline that's going to piss you off. Che and Miranda are at the Empire Diner. Cleveland, never addressed. We're now just starting from that. We've gone to Cleveland. Apparently Che's totally fine with Miranda doing that, even though it's insane. And now they're still dating somehow.
Haven't you had a lot of experiences where you meet, okay, so you're at a diner or you're with someone, and maybe you're not a famous stand-up who travels the country, but someone meets you, okay? You meet someone at the diner and you're like, hey, I know you, right? Like, I know my friend David, like we have a similar friend. You fucked my friend David, right?
Do kids talk like that? Again, Michael Patrick King hates Gen Z so much.
I forgot another piece here. The person that you're talking to, like, let's say let's picture this. Amanda's sitting at a restaurant.
I'm Che.
With a person.
Yeah.
Okay. And I walk up. And I'm like, hey, I recognize you. And I'm like, and the other person's like, yeah, I'm their girlfriend or whatever.
Oh, she does say that because she says I'm the girlfriend.
Her girlfriend. Or she says that she's Che's girlfriend. And then both of these girls who take the photos say, yeah, you fucked my friend, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, you slept with my friend, blah, blah, blah. Are
they that rude?
I think it's bad writing in the way that Michael Patrick King wanted us to get to the idea that Che does fuck all over the country, but you've now revealed that piece in such a stupid fucking way that you've pissed me off. You could have revealed that in any other way. Miranda could have seen Che's phone and it could have DMs from
easily.
But you've now made it so unrealistic and so stupid. No person, I don't care how anything you are. I don't care if you're the most woke person in the world who knows everyone's in open relationships. I'm not even going to walk up to someone who in a couple who I know is an open relationship and be like, you fucked my friend David. Yeah, nice to meet you.
True.
Come on.
She also, because Michael Patrick King hates the new woke movement. And this is an example of why everyone hates the people that hate the woke movement. It's lines like this, that because this is how people look at that movement.
Well, because people put a perception on the woke movement
of how annoying they are. Because Che says, you look especially pretty tonight to Miranda. And Miranda says, oh, thank you. And you look especially whatever acceptable, non-polarizing, gender positive compliment you feel comfortable with.
Though I'd argue that the other way slightly, because Che doesn't seem to actually care. It's more Miranda trying to be like the white savior.
Well, then that's how Michael Patrick King
coming
thinks.
in,
Michael Patrick, that's a line straight from Michael Patrick King. Like, I'm too scared to. But I don't think that those people are that
Che would not be like. You can say that a non-binary person's beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
You can say that they're handsome. Yes. You could say that they're sexy. You can say that they're anything. I am glad because I thought they weren't going to address it. This happens later. Sorry, but I'm going to jump a second.
Sure.
Steve and Carrie have a really great talk, actually. Okay. It actually was giving me realism somewhat, because Steve is like, did Miranda ever say that she wanted to be with women? And Carrie's like, no. And I was like, is that where we're leaving with this? Because Che is not technically a woman, right?
Right.
They do then say, well, now they don't technically address it the right way here. Carrie's not like, well, Che isn't a woman. She does say, which is, I would say, the biggest knife in the chest to a human being ever. And if I were Steve, I would jump out the window at this point.
Yeah.
She says, no, it's actually not that she wants to be with women. It's just that she wants to be with Che.
Yeah.
Not you, her husband. Yeah, oh,
she's unhappy with you.
I'd be like, thanks, bitch. Just kidding.
All right, let's do this. Let's address the Seema storyline. Carrie and Seema try to get into a nightclub, and
I don't believe this either.
Right. Sorry. Well, Seema says, I can't remember the last time I waited in a line this long. And Carrie goes, oh, when I got my vaccine. And then I was like, that's the last time you waited in line, Carrie? Like, do you not go to Rite Aid?
Well, this was fresh off the
that's the last time Carrie waited in line.
She has $100 million or $500 million, so maybe she does.
She's door dashing everything. Well, Carrie asks, should I not be wearing
salmon? But not too much salt.
Carrie asks if she should be wearing her wedding ring because technically I'm no longer married. And she does have this non-date coming up with that teacher that she went on the date with, and they were puking, all of that. Carrie says, oh, let's just leave. And Seema goes, no, I want to dance because it's my birthday. And Carrie's like, oh, it's your birthday? Well, here, let me handle this. They go up to the doorman. Seema tries to bribe the doorman. She tries to pass him money, and the doorman goes, that's really offensive. Is this how Gen Z is? That's offensive.
See, I don't think that has anything to do with Gen Z or wokeness or anything. Because what?
You don't?
No, bribing a doorman.
He says that's really offensive.
I understand that, but I don't think that's correlated to young wokeness at all. I think it's more a stupid thing that makes no sense, because you can easily bribe a door person. What are we talking about? She is gonna give him $100 bill, and he's offended by that. That it just doesn't make sense.
I know. Well, Seema and Carrie go out to eat cake, and Seema goes, oh, 53, maybe 50. I thought 53 would be the year I meet my man.
I do love how they were going to go to a nightclub. Okay.
Right.
A nightclub, and then the restaurant that they end up in literally looks like a place you'd go to have high tea. There's no music playing. It's white lights and white linens and everything. You couldn't maybe go to anyway, I'm a vibes person. So if my vibe is to go to a nightclub, there's no way I'm going to shift vibes to go to a silent fancy.
And they're sharing one piece of cake that neither of them are touching. But Seema goes, I looked at, she goes, well, I made a good friend in year 53. And again, on this rewatch, I'm getting more and more irritated that they couldn't make Seema an empowered woman who's okay with being single. There is no single and loving it representation in this show, which I think is one of its biggest misses.
I think there's actually no empowered women on this show.
There's no women that have decentered men from their life. Maybe Lisa Todd Wexley, you can make an argument for, I guess. No?
Her storyline in the last season is flirting with her editor, Marian.
Yeah.
And then than coddling her husband when he loses the illustrious comptroller position.
Do you think this show even passes the Bechdel test?
I don't know how the Bechdel test works with non-binary people, because they may say that, you know, all the conversation between Che and Miranda, I don't know. I don't know, because technically
this conversation about Seema's birthday turns into, don't worry, a man will be there soon, Seema. You just have to wait. You just have to, it'll be different. It'll be different when you meet the right one. As a person
who is currently single, if you are still a person who's telling single people that it'll come to them at the most special, or like the time you will never imagine, or you just have to
another
wait,
one I get is it'll feel different when it's the right one, Amanda.
I think your mistake. I think just what I'm saying to these people is, you guys are mistaking your need or desire for partnership with everyone else's need and desire for partnership.
There's also nothing wrong with being happy with the partners. I really I wish I wanted that.
What I'm saying is, you're projecting your feelings about partnership on the other person by saying, oh, it'll come to you. And the other person sitting there like, well, I didn't feel bad about myself until you just said that. I'm not sitting here every day being like, well, one day my prince will come. If I want a prince, I'll go get a prince, and I don't need you to tell me one day they'll come.
My issue too is that I am just infinitely happier alone, so I don't think that's going to change if I meet the right one. The right one is me alone,
and that actually probably circles back to what we were talking about at the beginning of whether us being only children.
Maybe, but it is. I mean, we are.
I'm used to spending time alone. Where, I do think about like the idea of having one other person with me all the time would be.
But do you ever sit there like in theory? Like I always think.
I think about it in theory.
That would be great, but then when it's happening to me in the moment, I hate it.
I would say there are moments where I'm like watching a movie and I'm like, oh, I could cuddle up to someone right now. But then there are about, I would say 80% of the rest of the day where I'm like, if there was another person, like I'm at my home right now. If there was another person in this space right now, I think I don't know. I don't know what I know. Doing.
But anyway, I wish there was a single and loving it representation, especially as this new wave of women my age are starting to get there.
Well, Amanda, they do show single and loving it in the last 30 seconds of the show when
she's
finally decided that it's okay, that she's not alone. She's just on her own.
But the way it ends is not that she's chosen.
It looks as though she's dancing her way to the bathtub surrounded by candles, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, Lily's ready to use tampons. It's right before Seder or whatever. Are they doing Seder? Is that what it is? It's Friday.
Shabbos?
Shabbos? Let's not.
I'm not sure.
Whatever Jewish traditional thing they're doing. But
they're doing their family weekly dinner. Shabbat. It's called Shabbat.
Lily's ready to use tampons, and then Charlotte's like, oh, well, Lily, the guests are about to arrive, and I'm in the middle of cooking an entire dinner. And Lily's like, Mom, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. Well, you're going to suck it up because you're not a little baby child toddler.
You can't put a pad on for dinner, girl.
No, it's because she'll lose the nerve later. Well, then I don't know how you're going to handle the world, sweetie.
I also would like to know how soundproof their apartment is, because again, guys, zoom back about 15 minutes if you want to hear the guttural sounds that Lily's doing.
She's screaming.
And the guests are there. There's a point when what's her name? Charlotte comes back in and is like, Lily, it's time for dinner. Everyone's here and they're waiting. And Lily's in the bedroom being like, ah! What?
Yeah. Well, Anthony and his boyfriend Justin arrive. Oh, by the way, when he called earlier, he was like setting up this joke about like, oh, Justin, he's very well read. He knows everything. He's the smartest person I know. So that's been set up. They arrive.
Does he call him his boyfriend? Or just a guy
it's his boyfriend. His name is Justin. They arrive and then they say something about Shabbat, whatever this is. And then Justin goes, "Oh, so this is a Jewish dinner? You know, the Holocaust is a I wrote joke, but it's not joke.
Hoax?
Right? Hoax is the Holocaust is a hoax, right?" And Anthony screams, "Get out!" So fine. I don't mind that joke because it was at least in and out. It was unexpected. And then they don't sit on it too long.
I want to preface here. I don't think that Holocaust denying is funny. What I'm going to say, though, is that at least this joke came in quick and was a fucking joke. And there was a build up to it and something and surprising. They have a tendency to do a lot of who's on first type humor in this, the most basic.
Well, one of the most basic bits is when Charlotte walks away with all the period blood and Lily's like, Mom, here, shh, Mom. And it's like, just be like, Mom, you got something on your butt.
And the whole time Charlotte's like, I've given up. I've drawn a line.
It's so bad. Okay, so let's zoom through the rest of this. Carrie puts her ring on and Big's ring. Carrie now meets
a Band-Aid,
with a Band-Aid. We talked about this on the first time we recapped this, so we won't sit on it. But Carrie meets Peter for the date, and he walks up and he's like, "Oh, we're not going on a date?" She's like, "No, I just couldn't. I just didn't want to bring myself to just texting you it." And I remember us both being like, "You made me come all the way down. What the fuck is wrong with you?" That was an hour commute, and I'm wearing makeup and I shaved my legs. You know how you just got a text during our live that your plans were canceled, and everyone was like, "We're so happy for you." Nobody wants to go there and then be told go home.
On my hate rewatch here, I've noticed something that this show does that pisses me off. And fine, I think this is a disease of modern television and movies, is that everyone's hair and makeup is so perfectly coiffed in such a way that is just unreal. I remember that in the original series, I know we don't want it, that didn't Sarah Jessica Parker say out of her own mouth that she never wanted her hair to be something that Carrie couldn't do herself, right?
Yeah.
I think you told me.
Yes, that is true.
And so we've now shifted to where every character, even this guy who's a teacher who's meeting Carrie for this date, his hair is so perfectly blow dried, poofed up, coiffed in this curl here with that. I'm those are the type of things that really, I know this probably sounds so fucking stupid and nitpicky, but someone out there is with me. Those are the kind of things that take me out of modern television at all. Cause it's oh, so every person on this sat in a chair and got a blowout for an hour to just exist in normal life. Everything is just too perfect nowadays in television and everything.
That's why it's so unrelatable. But anyway, the tampon scene wraps up. There's kind of a little good joke where at the beginning of the scene, Charlotte says, "Harry, make sure that the challah doesn't burn. Make sure you check the challah." And then there's a smash cut to them at the table, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't check the challah." Great, now, and we're in and out.
I hate to be a bitch here, but why are they baking challah bread when Anthony, your guest, has a full bakery?
Oh my God.
That bakes bread.
I didn't even think of that.
What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Oh my God. Maybe she likes to make challah. You get to braid it. Challah's good.
I'm sure. Yes, I believe all that, but
also, she's probably made challah about 7 million times since she's been married to Harry. So, I'm sure she'd be fine with Anthony bringing the challah.
I believe it. I 1,000% believe that Charlotte knows how to. I believe all that, but your one other guest has a
check the something else. But anyway, let's move on. Miranda surprises Che with these cookies.
Thanks for bringing me back to reality. You know what? I need my podcast mommy sometimes to bring me back from the brink.
Yeah. we're just kind of on a time limit here. So, okay, so Miranda surprises Che with these fucking cookies. I love Miranda's outfit. I'll say that. Miranda looks
only
really,
to that,
really good.
eh?
Yes. Che's a bitch about it. I wouldn't like when somebody just
I would not want someone to just show up to my house with cookies. I wouldn't. But Che is using it more of a like, I'm busy writing and you can't interrupt my writing time.
Right.
Oh, writing your sets that are, hey everyone, suck my dick.
Yeah.
You're busy with that, Che, early in your process.
Miranda has a freak out. She's like, you have someone in there, don't you? Someone's in there. That's why you're being weird. So she runs down the stairs.
I kind of understand that though, but whatever.
I mean, I would probably go to that too. But Che goes, look, Miranda, this isn't going to work. And Miranda's like, what do you mean this isn't going to work? This has to work, which I think is a really good line, which she says, this has to work because it literally does have to work because I blew up my entire life for you.
And as they've pointed out a million times, Miranda only wants Che.
This is what she wants
Che
for her
is
life.
the reason.
And Che says, we're just getting to know each other, Miranda. I don't want any of those silly relationship tropes. Like, you're not my girlfriend and we're not dating. And I said this before, but Che, sweetheart, you did finger bang this married mom in your employee's kitchen. And this is kind of what happened. You've contributed to this. So maybe at least like now you're kind of in it. So I think maybe give her the fact that she's your girlfriend.
Maybe also, someone tell me if I'm wrong, but in the last episode or so, Che's like, well, I'm not like the other person in your relationship. Like, you're obviously in an open marriage, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You were that butthurt about all of that. But then in the same breath, you're like, this is too much. We got to slow down. But you, maybe those things aren't aligned, but I'm definitely. The hounds are getting restless.
They are. Miranda calls it relationship improv. She's like, "Oh, I'm cool. I'll be cool. I'll be cool from now on. I'm going to be less available for you."
She also though is like, "Who am I, Meg Ryan?"
Yeah, I hate this scene. And Miranda goes, "Oh, wait, this is relationship improv." And Che goes, "Oh, don't call it that. I really suck at improv. You suck at stand-up too." And Che goes,
that was supposed to be a joke, eh?
And now this wouldn't make me feel better because Che walks up to Miranda and goes, "And since you asked, you are the only person I'm sleeping with right now." I'm like, okay, but so what?
Today?
Yeah, that's what it implies is like right now. So now I feel like now I need to spend the rest of my life like constantly trying to like give you reasons to have me be the only one.
I just think, yeah, they should have never been in a relationship. They don't make sense to me. Their chemistry is so off. And I think that Sara Ramirez, Che Diaz would be turned off by Miranda, by the way Miranda acts.
Everything we know about Che is that they're very snarky.
Well, especially too, because it's in like a one-on-one setting. It's like when you're one-on-one with someone, I don't know. I feel like it would be a turnoff if your person that you're trying to be like intimate with is all like,
yeah.
Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, so we're at the event. Carrie's wearing these overalls. Seema's there for some reason.
She looks fabulous.
Seema looks fabulous.
Though, something we did miss, like a little moment where they did a moment here that I kind of like. I'm gonna give them credit. Carrie earlier is like, "Oh, how do I get out of the painting?" And Miranda's like, I'll write a check. And Miranda's like, "You can't be the rich white lady who just writes a check." Okay. Doesn't she say that?
Yes.
Then when Seema is there, she's dressed fabulously and whatever. She's like, yeah. And they try and hand her and Carrie paint rollers because we're like, "Oh, you're going to pair up. Here you go. Start in the bedroom or whatever." Seema's like, "I'm going to be over there smoking a cigarette, being the brown girl writing a check." And I thought that was pretty clever. And I will give like a minus of like
Well, because Carrie says like, "Oh, I was told I'm not allowed to be the white woman handing over money," and Seema says something like, "Oh, tough day for white girls" or something like that.
So I liked Seema in this episode, and then when that guy appears, I was like, wait. I was starting to feel something for the show.
Yeah,
it was giving me Samantha vibes with Richard, or Samantha when that guy in the second movie that people despise, I know, when that guy comes in, Rickard, on the Jeep thing, and he's like, ladies. I mean, whatever.
That is what it is. He's like on a he rides up to them on a camel, doesn't he?
He's like, I was the desert. I can't remember. He doesn't ride up to him on a desert. He drives up on they're on the camel.
Oh, there. Yeah,
he drives up in like a Jeep thing, and then he stands up from in the Jeep, and he's like, ladies, how's your day going? I mean, that's not actually what he says, but.
Okay, so what else happens? Everyone arrives. Steve is looking so cute when he arrives.
He's looking
so cute.
Tasty. I'm always going to be on the Steve.
By the way, he can hear everything here. Not a mention of the hearing aid or the hearing loss.
He's 20 feet away from Carrie and them having their conversation. And he's not like, hey, what you saying, Carrie?
Yeah, like, oh my God. So Charlotte and her family arrive. So does LTW wearing the trench coat. We went into the trench coat.
They arrive in a stretch limo, though.
Yes.
Which I kind of don't hate this either, because I wish they would have explored this more with LTW, of her just being so over the top of like, she shows up in the thing. She's like, oops, we tried to order a passenger van and this showed up. Shit.
She's like an Angie K.
Yeah, someone like, I could like give me delusion and over the top.
Yeah, but like with well intention.
Exactly, because then they're like, oh no, the food, and she's like, honey, let me take care of this. She immediately gets on her phone. She gets a food truck to show. I mean, like, give me more of this. Why not?
No, she's there. She's also there to take photographs, by the way. Okay, so inside, we already talked about this Andre Rashad thing, so we can move past that. But he sees George Washington parenting the two kids, and he's like,
mind you, George Washington's parenting is like, hey, baby, be careful with the paintbrush.
Seriously, what was that?
Whoa. It was just nothing. It was just this in a way, it perfectly encapsulates a man's vision of what having children is, and like that vision of being a father, which is, I mean, sorry guys, but with the way he says, I think I want one. It's because he's watching a father just have children and existing, but he's not seeing them changing diapers in the middle of the night. He's not seeing them this, that, and the other, the reality of any of it. It's just this,
the kids screaming in your face, I hate you.
Or like flinging shit into your mouth.
Stuff like come on. Well, because the mom does that part, John. Exactly. The dad shows up to like handle the big fight.
And you know what's going to really work out is law professor Nia Wall. Isn't it Doctor? Mm-hmm. Nia Wallace? Yeah. Andre Rashad's going to be out with his band and she's going to get shit flung in her mouth? No.
Yeah, like what's the plan here? Anyway, we already talked about that. So, yes. Seema's smoking. The Prada salesman from the original series hits on her.
He rolls up in his car. Music starts playing. Energy is happening. Something's happening. There's chemistry. There is genuine chemistry between the two of them. I'm like, wait, what? People on the show can like each other and like want to have like sex with each other? There can be chemistry between characters? No way.
Carrie's in heels painting with Steve. They've been paired up and they discuss Miranda and Che. He's like, what's her name? Che? He's really swallowing. You noticing how much Steve is swallowing his words here? What's her name? Che. Steve's being very particular. At one point, Steve goes, they. I'm like, I don't believe that Steve would give two shits about Che's pronouns in this conversation.
I kind of like that gives an ounce of reality to it, because people are not, if my spouse left me to be with a non-binary person, well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a straight man. I don't know what the situation would be. But I don't think they would just be automatically like, Well, tell me all about their, about them. And I think they would be a little more.
I don't think Steve would give a shit to actually correct himself to say they.
Oh, you mean to fix it?
Yeah, I don't think he would be that hyper where
oh.
50-year-old New Yorker Steve.
I
don't think he would even think about, well, actually, I guess it's they.
Carrie, I could see that one too.
Carrie now steps in paint, and then she basically kind of blames Steve. She's like, no, it's okay. No, it's really fine. You're wearing like 6-inch heels, you fucking idiot.
Typically, when you go to paint something, you wear things in case you step in paint. So the point is not to wear clothes that you can't get paint on if you can't get paint on them and you don't want paint to get on.
You're asking for something to happen here by wearing these shoes, but Carrie, also you just had hip surgery. She
can't be without her heels.
She rinses Big's ring down the drain, yells at Steve for it.
Made me enraged.
Yeah, and Steve's like, it's probably in the P frame or something like that.
It's the P trap.
Oh, okay. Well, Carrie's like, please get it out, Steve. So Lily runs in, is freaking out. She tells Charlotte that her tampon string is gone. This isn't a thing. I'm sure we went over this in our original recap, but it's just, I promise you, it's wedged into your labia somewhere. There's like 3 different folds. Wiggle your finger around in there. That's where it is. Okay? You can't lose it.
Even if it is off. Even if it is off, like how much further? Okay.
The string is so long, it's not getting lost. There's no way the string is. The tampon is not missing inside of it.
Well, that's what I'm kind of wondering is like, is this tampon 6 more inches deep beyond the string, or
no,
like
and
isn't it only like?
There's honestly no. You know how the string could be stuck in there is if you were using an OB tampon, which you just use your finger for, and you don't pull. The string is kind of wrapped around it. You have to kind of pull the string out. So but I don't think Lily is using an OB tampon for her first tampon.
What I'm getting at is even if the string ripped off.
Oh, ripped off.
Physical tampon like. That
oh no, you could just reach
from
2 fingers. You could just reach 2 fingers in and go.
Wait, that's what I would think is like, why don't you can't feel it right there to just be like, but I don't know.
No, the string is wedged in your labia.
Pulling out Lily's tampon. No, she ain't doing it.
Meanwhile, Steve gets the ring out for Carrie. Now we're back at the porta potty. Charlotte says, usually it's just in your tushy crack. And Charlotte goes to talk to Miranda and Naya at the food truck. Che calls Miranda, and Miranda's like, no, I'm not answering, because now she's turned into a single woman.
She wants to be cool.
Yeah, she was trying to, there's nothing you could do other than fall off the face of the earth for an entire year that would make Che think that you're being easy breezy about this. Che knows they have the upper hand here.
Or the upper finger.
Ew, gross. Charlotte and Lily. Oh, Naya talks to Andre Rashad. Oh, back to that. He's like, I'm not allowed to pivot.
I don't.
He goes, that's not a child is not a pivot. He goes, that's not fair to me.
I want to give them as much time as the show wants to give them. So let's be done with that.
Lily now finds her string, and
where was it?
It was in her labia. And Charlotte goes, well, pull it out. And Lily's like, no, I don't want to pull it out. It feels like pulling out all your insides, which we did address on our live that, if you take it out too quickly, it's just a dry cotton that you're pulling out of your body. It hurts. The way
Lily delivers this line is though someone has a knife to her throat and they're about to kill her because she's like, it feels like all my insides are falling out. It is so crazily overdramatic in a frightening way. It's like she's in a horror movie.
She goes, Mom, will you pull it out for me? And Charlotte goes, no, I draw the line at pulling out your... And this is where we talked about it goes into this madcap of... Charlotte walks away. She has a blood stain on the back of her ass. I don't believe that she wouldn't have felt it. You would feel that amount of blood dripping out of you, and you'd probably have
she's
cramps.
Also wearing solid white head to
solid white. Lily goes, Mom, come here. Mom. Again, all of this could be alleviated if you're just like, Mom, you need to cover your butt or say something. There's also no people around, so you could just shout out, Mom, you got your period.
Or like, is Lily really compromised enough that she couldn't just like go chase after her own mom?
No.
Is her like legs spread open or something? I don't understand. She couldn't open the door and be like, grab it. I don't.
You would. Charlotte walks up to the other ladies and they wrap they're like, oh, you had a flash period. I had that too. This happened to me in court. They give her a jacket. The end. Charlotte, Carrie and Steve now talk over coffee. Coffee? Oh yeah, she brings them a coffee and they're sitting in the little area. And Steve goes, I'm not taking off the ring till death do us part. At home, Carrie, because Steve is going on and on about the importance of this ring and what it represents. So at home, Carrie puts Big's ring away. And then she texts Peter and she goes, up for strike 3. Then there's a cut to like an exterior of a building, which would lead you to assume she's about to meet Peter for the date. But she's actually with Seema at Club Z. And this is the final line. And just like that, I was up for a dance. That's the worst one yet. That's like genuinely that wraps up the episode. And that's it.
Why didn't they have her and Peter walking into Club Z?
And just like that, I'm up for the dance. Because do they ever date again? They do continue to date.
Well, they just implied that.
Do they date in the next episode is the end.
I guess what they're trying to say is like Carrie was like at home and she's like, she sends out the message and then she's like, I did it. And then she's like, I'm going to go celebrate at the club. Like,
all right.
It's a dumb way to do it.
But guys, next week we will not be here with this, but we will be putting out a main feed episode. What are we doing? Are we doing
next week? We're doing a ranking of the episodes of season 1 of And Just Like That. We're gonna just go episode by episode. We have those of season 1 through 3 of Sex and the City. So check them out on our channel. We have a bunch of other crap over here. If you're watching us on YouTube or if you're listening to us on the podcast places, you can listen at all of our episodes. Please, if you'd like, you can also join our Patreon. It's patreon.com/podandthecity. If you're just a podcast listener too, there's a way. I know this is wild, but there's a thing called an RSS feed where you can just type in a code and it'll get sent right to your podcast places. You don't even have to use another app. You don't have to do anything. It's like literally auto loaded in there to the point where like, you're like, oh, yay, it pops up in my stream. So check us out over there at patreon.com/podandthecity. We love you guys so, so much. If you could hit subscribe, hit like, and hit share, baby. And if you're on the podcast places, leave us a 5-star review. I would just be so overjoyed. Help a bitch
Make
out.
sure you join us on Halloween for the finale, Seeing the Light, which is described as Charlotte plunges into planning the ultimate ritual of change for her child Rock. Che upsets Miranda. After a difficult year, Carrie is trying to find closure. So that's what happened.
So it's the They Mitzvah episode.
California Girls.
Oh, God. It's the They Mitzvah episode, and we are going to be dressed as the Wicked character.
That's the characters from Wicked for Halloween. All right, guys, we'll see you then. And check out our Patreon and go engage in all our content. We love you.
We love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.